Okay. I know this is out of the blue, but okay. 10 minutes ago, I finished watching a movie. And let me tell you, when I say this is one of the worst endings of a movie I've ever seen in a long time. So, last week, a movie was released on Hulu called No One Will Save You, directed by Brian Duffield and starring Caitlin Dever. And from the trailer, it looked fine, you know? It looked pretty fine. I mean, the weird aliens were designed weird, but I was still pretty intrigued. It started getting a bunch of good reviews, and so I was even more intrigued. It even got like recognition from Stephen King, from what I know. So, about 10 minutes ago, I finished watching the movie. I really, really liked it. I thought it was really good. It definitely like reinvented the home invasion subgenre with sci-fi elements and with really good visuals, really good score, no dialogue besides one line, but we'll get to that. The movie was really, really good. I liked it a lot. Until the last about 25 minutes or so, when it just completely went downhill.
Oh, nigga!
And not in a good way. Spoilers ahead for the movie if you haven't seen it. Despite the things I'm about to say here, I do recommend that you actually watch this movie because it is pretty good. Just, but don't take my word for it. Just watch it yourself and really pay attention to like everything because I don't know if I missed anything here, but something just felt completely off. So there's this girl, right? I forgot her name completely. I think it was like Bryn or something. I think it was Bryn. So Bryn is living by herself in this house, just in the middle of nowhere. She's got anxiety, at least that's what the synopsis says. And it's evident that she's grieving over a loss of some kind of her childhood friend named Maud. Generic kind of setup for like the people dying department, but I mean it's fine enough. As long as you do it right, then it has potential to be something pretty good. There's some people there who hate her a lot. Like a lot of people who really hate her. We don't know why yet, but it has something to do with her friend who has died. So, yippee. And then the aliens arrive. They invade her house, and she's able to kill it for the day. I emphasize for the day because it's there for like what, 2 days, I think? And it's just rotting on her floor, which like that's just you're supposed to think that it gets up and is just alive, but no, it just decomposes on her floor for like 2 days, and there's just something about that was just really humorous for no reason. But anyways, Bryn tries to get help, but like as I said, everyone hates her for yeah, everyone just hates her. And then we get to the point where we get people possessed. The effects of the little bugs in their necks are pretty cool looking. But yeah, you're about to see why this is such a horrible idea in about a minute or so. She then decides to take matters into her own hands and guard up her house, put some Home Alone traps in there, and prepare for the arrival of the aliens when they come back the next day. They take in the dead alien on the floor, and it's alive again. And then they unleash the spider alien. But before that, they unleash the goober alien. The goober alien dies with a stab to the shoulder because weak. And the spider alien is killed in a car explosion. So yippee, we got them out of the way. But the dead alien. This is the point where things start getting weird. I don't even have a script for saying this. I'm just going off by what I'm thinking right now because I just need to talk about how horrible this all was. So long story short, I'll just skip right to the point where the plot kind of thickens ish a bit. But when I say you need to pay attention for this bit, you should because everything I'm about to tell you is exactly how this all went. Again, I can't emphasize enough. Spoilers, like actually spoilers here for if you are really invested in this movie, which you should watch it because it is pretty good. But this is not how you write an ending. She is abducted by one of the aliens in her house by like pressing her up against the ceiling and the floor a bunch. So, the dead alien puts a parasite in her mouth. After one really horrible effect later, well, not horrible, just outlandish, I think, because like what? She then sees a vision of a life where her dead friend is not dead and is alive. And the one line of dialogue is, "I'm sorry, Maud. I'm so sorry." You could have said a good line for like any other point in this. It didn't really have to be that, but you know what? It was an emotional moment. I could give him a pass. But then, now she's outside of the house because apparently she escaped during the vision. She takes the parasite out. The parasite is beamed back up into the UFO, and then and then one of the aliens morphs into her. She's in the woods. The fake Bryn stabs her. The real Bryn stabs back, and now she's on the road after. And then guess who's back? The spider alien, because these aliens really love to come back from the dead during this thing. And then she's beamed up into the UFO. You are not gonna believe what I'm about to tell you. So, the aliens all gather in a circle, but she's stuck in this little beam, right? And then one forehead tap later, she experiences actual visions this time about the truth of what happened to Maud because she killed her ass. One day, when Maud and her were getting a little too feisty in the grass, Bryn decides to retaliate by picking up a rock and lobbing it at her skull. Okay, that's really makes you think of the kind of protagonist you're rooting for, right? Wrong! Because you've been following her the whole time! But I digress. So then, after like multiple other visions of explaining why the other people in the town hate her, she's now at a table with little Bryn, but she's writing a note to Maud, which is what normal Bryn was doing in the beginning of the movie. And the aliens start speaking to each other like, "Yo, you seeing this shit? Man, she actually has like problems. Let's just put her back down." They put her back down onto Earth. The next day, she goes outside. Everyone is still possessed by the alien parasites in their throats. And then a completely out of nowhere dance scene foreshadowed by the beginning happens, and then it feels like a completely different movie. It's so dumb. I don't know why they decided to do this. If it would have left off with that shot of her on the road looking up at the multicolored UFOs, that would have been perfectly fine. You did not need to put in that last completely random, almost comedically horrible scene of her dancing with the possessed people. That's like, I know it's supposed to be saying, oh, the aliens are still on Earth and they're still possessing the people, but I guess they're gonna let her go. Because that's exactly what they were mentioning! I don't know why, in their right minds, they would have decided to do something like this. Because how could you? You had potential to make such a good movie, and you ruined it for what? Okay, I'm getting a little too bad right now. Look, I just got done watching this. I needed to talk about it because this is everything wrong with how to write a good ending. And then the end pops up on screen after to just really rub it all in, and then immediately into the suspenseful score credits. I don't get it! For a movie like this, the ending would always be weird, but for this one, it needed something to. What? Long story short, I gave this an 8 out of 10. I only took away 2 stars, and it's probably gonna be a 7 now because thinking about this now is really bad. I think this would really benefit from a rewatch because either I'm not understanding anything, the movie thinks you're dumb, or it's some other third reason that I'm not gonna be able to get. But No One Will Save You is pretty good. I liked it. I gave it an 8. It's probably going to be a 7, but for now it's an 8. Go watch it on Hulu. Just watch it, because it's good. And yeah, that's all I really need to say. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just too mad. I don't get this. I really don't get this. Okay. I'm going now. Bye!